Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Friday, May 9th, 2025, Aries. Today, an article or TV show may set your mind spinning on the strangest directions. You could finally acknowledge your fascination about the occult or perhaps discover an interest in dream interpretation. Let yourself indulge in your interest. Sometimes you don't take the time to pursue subjects that you've deemed serious. Go ahead and explore the dark side. Taurus, if you've been thinking about writing a novel or taking up oil painting, today is the day to begin. No excuses. You have just as much talent as everyone else, so why not use it? You might find it helpful to join a writing group or sign up for a painting workshop, if only to help you get started and stay motivated. Join a support group for artists. They will understand. Gemini, you clean house like someone with an attention problem. You never stick with one task. Your bathroom mirrors and the counters will get cleaned, but not the floor. Make an effort to clean thoroughly, one room at a time. Even if you don't get through the whole house, you will receive some satisfaction from knowing parts of it are spotless. Cancer, today you may need to be more selfless. You may moan about the obligations and expectations placed on you, but you do what expected. Much to your surprise, you actually find that you get more out of the experience than you put into it. You may visit a nursing home and be charmed by stories of the war years. Keep your mind and heart open. You will be richly rewarded. Leo, you may receive a letter or phone call that spurs you into action. You might realize how close you are to reaching a long-term goal and harness your energy for that final push to the finish line. Now that the goal is in sight, you're already thinking about what your next one will be. Ever onward is your motto. Virgo, this may not be your preferred way to spend the day, but it would be an ideal time to finish up tasks that have been piling up at home. It would do you good to catch up on cleaning or get more organized around the house. Yes, that means throwing away last year's newspapers and magazines. If you haven't read them by now, you're likely not. Libra, you're a dedicated soul to spend precious personal time doing household chores, but certain things need to get done. If you still haven't done all the laundry or read all the magazines, then tackle these first. Completing them will motivate you to move on to the next task. Before you know it, you'll be sitting pretty in a neat, organized home. Scorpio, you're an avid reader. Today you may come across some ideas that inspire ideas of your own. Perhaps you read something that gives you an idea for a short story. Maybe an interview with a famous musician reignites your desire to play the piano. Pay attention to these yearnings. Write them down. When you review them in a few days, you will see which one still has a strong pull on you. Sagittarius, you can expect to have a confusing encounter with a friend or colleague today. He or she may come to you for advice but hesitate to reveal the specifics of that problem. You will feel as though you've been asked to mediate an argument, yet you only know one side of the story. Be patient, gently probe for more details. If they aren't forthcoming, change the subject. Capricorn, you're feeling strong, energetic and likely to be inspired to get some real work done around the house. Focus on the most mundane chores, such as reorganizing bookshelves or going through the clothes you no longer wear. This day won't be the epitome of intellectual activity, but you will be rewarded with a tidy living space. Aquarius, something you read today could have a dramatic effect on your life. Pay particular attention to dream psychology. You may find an explanation for a recurring dream. The accuracy of the description could stop you in your tracks and make you anxious to read more. You're right to be intrigued. You're bound to learn more about yourself as you study the particular area. Pisces, today you will likely be in the mood to nest with loved ones. Encourage children and partners to stay home with you. Make some popcorn and pull out the board games. You will be surprised at how much fun a quiet day at home can be. Tonight, order pizza and watch a movie. Get out the blanket and then cuddle. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Friday, May 9th, 2025. Do have yourself a wonderful day.
Oh my goodness gracious, DBS family, we're finally here. It's Friday. We've went up and we're all the way down and we're relaxed and we're good. Beautiful good morning to each and every one of you. Hope you're having a fantastic morning so far. Hope you did some Zumba or yoga with Trevor Lawrence this morning just a while ago. But before we get into this amazing show this morning, you know we got to check in with the news desk. Let's see what they got to say. Stick around.
Good morning. Time now for the news. My name is Timothy Polio. A cause for serious concern is how the Ministry of Education is describing a recent incident at a secondary school between a parent and a student over the alleged bullying of their child. In a May 8th press release on the situation, the Education Ministry states that although investigations are ongoing and it will not comment on specifics at this time, it categorically denounced all forms of violence or threats of violence that occur on school grounds. It adds that not only do such incidents put at risk the safety of students and employees, they also undermine the safe and secure environment schools must provide for learning and development. This unique case, it adds, illustrates the need for an inclusive and proactive effort to manage any form of violence as well as the entrenched issue of bullying in the nation's schools. The release states that the ministry is dedicated to intensifying anti-bullying policy and intervention mechanisms. It also reminds parents and caregivers that although concerns for the well-being of students are always welcome and valid, issues of this nature need to be dealt with through the appropriate channels. The ministry has reaffirmed its commitment to open dialogue between families and schools, as well as violence, whether in response to bullying or otherwise, can never be acceptable. It is reportedly in active consultation with principals at the schools, law enforcement officials, counselors, and civil society organizations in an effort to boost student security and mental health support in all educational institutions. St. Lucia is hosting a regional school safety ministerial conference next week, where matters of this nature, among others, will be discussed and recommendations for actions made. In other news, the Ministry of the Public Service has begun a comprehensive initiative aimed at reclassifying job roles and enhancing recruitment standards. The Minister of the Public Service has emphasized the urgency of this initiative while acknowledging the shortcomings of the existing classification system, which was established about 3 decades ago.
So you have a lot of areas where you appoint workers, but it does not really equate to the right skills, knowledge, abilities, and experience. So in this modern time, there are a lot of people who would apply for a job, and then they would ask you whether you have knowledge in certain areas of IT. That would not have been in the requirements for the job 40-something years ago. So now, by bringing it up to speed, we have to take all the new areas into consideration.
Finally, from us this morning, officials of the local chapter of an international charitable organization are mourning the loss of its president.
I want to take this opportunity to extend condolences to his family, especially his daughters and his grandsons, whom I know were very dear to him. I want to extend condolences to the rest of the Red Cross family in St. Lucia.
And as a broadcast, thank you so much for watching and listening. Join us at noon for our next News Major, the Lunchtime Report. I'm Timothy Polio. Good morning.
Of course, thank you so much, News Desk, DBS family. Don't go too far. This is DBS This Morning. Stick around. We'll be right back. Back, DBS family. Now, we're taking a very interesting approach right now. We're heading into the world of Jiu-Jitsu. That's right, Jiu-Jitsu. For those of you who are into that kind of action, this parking or whatever, we're getting into that right now. Mervyn Steele, the guy we caught up with, leading a seminar taking place between May 5th and May 9th. But let me not do all the talking. Let's see what Mervyn has to say about that. We're taking a different angle today on the show. As you can see behind me, there's a lot of action going on, right? And we're talking, you may think, oh, karate and so on. No, specifically Jiu-Jitsu. We are Mervyn Steele here. Tell us all about the BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu seminar that's happening this weekend. Good morning, Mervyn. How are you feeling this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing fantastically well. Mats are full of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioners. Couldn't be happier.
Excellent, excellent. Could you tell us about this seminar that's happening this weekend?
So this seminar was put on by St. Lucia Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We've invited guests from all over. We have attendees coming from the United Kingdom, and my coach, Abel Martinez, has brought some of his participants with him. We have finally cracked our relationship with the Martinique Club, and we're so happy that they are here with us this year. under their coach, Ali Bray, Professor Ali Bray. He has brought 5 of his practitioners from Infinity Jiu-Jitsu in Fort-de-France. And we also have in attendance participants from Barbados, who have come under Professor Don Whitefield, who runs the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu programs in Barbados. We also have Professor Troy Paulson, who's come from Wisconsin in the United States, and he brought with him a participant by the name of Dale Scott, who has come to join us, and he's a purple belt who practices in Wisconsin. So we've got a mixed bunch.
Excellent, excellent. So, to those participating, what can we expect for them to get through the seminars?
We've been working through some techniques. There is always some secret sauce that you can learn in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and we have some really, really top-notch professors coming to give us some of the secret recipes. We've detailed a number of different positions, but in addition, the seminar does something that's very important for practitioners, especially from the small islands, which is it gives them an opportunity to fight against people they don't normally train with. So that's really one of the key takeaways for us, is that, you live on a small island, it's the same people all the time that you get to fight, and you kind of get to know their game. And then all of a sudden you meet new people, and it's a huge challenge. So there's been a lot of free sparring and a lot of fighting. Tonight is porrada, which means scrap till you die. And that's really a part of the seminar that people have been enjoying a lot.
Is the seminar open to anyone to come and view, or?
Absolutely. Once you want to get involved, we're very happy to have you. The only warning being, of course, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is tough.
All right. As a discipline with Jiu-Jitsu, do you see that something that has grown over the past few years within the small islands here, like St. Lucia, Barbados, etc., etc.?
Absolutely. The hardest thing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is to find good people to train under, and there are very few of those. But now there has been a proliferation, and slowly it's starting to happen. We're having it explode in Guadeloupe. It's taken a foothold in Martinique, where they've now got a very strong program under Professor Ali Bray. Barbados has got a strong program. There is no jiu-jitsu in a few of our neighboring islands, like Dominica, St. Vincent, Grenada. You have to go down as far as Trinidad, where there's a couple of black belts down there. There's definitely an explosion worldwide. It's probably one of the fastest growing martial arts in the world. I can speak also for our growth in St. Lucia, whereas maybe 5 years ago there was just a few of us training. Now our regular class size is between 15 and 20 adults, both male and female. So it's really awesome. And our club probably has 50, 60, 70 members, of whom on any one night there'll be 15 to 20 on the mats training.
If you've been a black belt, meaning you've reached probably the highest accolade within Jiu-Jitsu, what can you speak for yourself within the discipline over the years of practicing, of sparring and so on? How has it developed you?
It's developed me by completely and utterly crushing my body. It's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is really, really tough. And certainly there's many people who have said this before me, so I'm only repeating it. But to get to the black belt level in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's often not who's best, it's who's left. It's a long journey. It takes a long time to get a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And it's usually for those people who have the grit and determination to see something through. And that's all.
Of course, we went into the world of Jiu-Jitsu. Let's kind of wind down a bit. Let's get a bit more somber, more relaxed, a little more demure, all right? And a bit more creative, all right? I caught up with a good friend of mine, Zanik, owner of ZAN'S. Yeah, we're getting artistic here. Let's see what she has to say about her business, ZAN'S, and the creative world within her mind. Now, you know how we do here on DBS this morning. We interview everyone of all kinds, all places, all aspects you could think of. We're here with Zanik from ZAN'S Art. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm a little tired, but I'm on the bright side today, of course. So ZAN'S Art, as you know, you partake or you practice different art forms and so on, but more on the visual side, correct?
Correct.
Tell us a bit more about ZAN'S Art.
Okay, so ZAN'S art, we do more, like you said, visual art. Right now, we do ball pen art as well as lead or charcoal art. And we dabble in a little bit of realism. I started out doing anime pieces when I was in sixth grade, or you can call it grade six, and that's where I got the majority of my attention because that's something that you don't usually see. Later on, I decided to take it seriously when I noticed that I could have transitioned into anime to realism. I got a lot of people reaching out to me asking me if I can draw them, and then that's how it created ZAN'S art.
All right, there we go. She's very passionate. Again, as you can see, she's all right. You're self-taught.
Yes, I'm a self-taught artist. When I just started, I used to look at YouTube videos, but now I just took from what I learned from that and just incorporated to what I do now. But self-taught, yes. Actually, it was for a birthday present for a friend of mine, and that was my very first realism art piece. Because they liked anime, and it was a mixture of anime and realism. So that kind of brought out my introduction to realism and exploring out of what I usually practice. So that was the first stepping stone, and that's where I got the attraction from. That's where people saw, oh my gosh, because it was something unique. It wasn't something that everybody used to seeing. So that got a lot of attention, and that's what that kind of blew up the entire ZAN'S art scene.
So what made you gravitate or choose, I should say, instrument-wise? You said a ball pen and charcoal, correct?
Yes.
What made you choose those two?
I chose those two because it's something new. It's not something that you usually see. Artists in St. Lucia usually use one type of medium, which is painting. I usually get mistaken for a painter. But I'm trying to do something new that's never been seen before, and I think that's a new introduction into the art, and hopefully that more people get to use it because I don't see many people do ball pen art. So hopefully it's a good transition into a new medium of art.
All right, so more or less you're one of the few, if not the only, really practices this area.
Yes.
Okay, talk your talk. All right, be proud of it. I even saw recently you did some. I even saw recently you did some work for CDL as well, right? Okay,
Oh yes, that was something on my part, because I was on a little bit of a hiatus for a while, and I found that was a good introduction to ball pen art because I'm trying to do something new, so look out for that. It was a little bit of dusting off my art supplies, so that was a good welcome back to the scene art pieces. Yes.
Now, I'll let her little cut out of the bag. St. Lucia. She does all of this amazing stuff, but it also translates to tattoos as well. But then, that's another cut for another bag for another conversation, right? We will get you back to discuss this one, all right? So, Zanik, of course, if I or anyone here who's watching is interested in getting a piece of themselves done, how can they contact you? How can they find you?
You can contact me on Instagram at ZAN'S Art. That's ZANART with the E at the end, and just shoot me a DM and I'll get back to you.
Excellent. Well, Sanisha, you did it yourself. You've seen the pieces. I know many of you must be interested in getting something done. Thank you so much, Zanik, for taking your time with us this morning. And of course, this is DBS Morning. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
And welcome to this morning's SOCACIZE session. Leading the wine is Sarah and myself, Shani. Let's get ready to flaunt with SOCACIZE. This morning's workout is going to be a bacchanal warm-up. Let's get ready to sweat with SOCACIZE. All right, so arms up. We're starting. Flick, next side. Hands on the head and roll. Now we're going faster. Click, click. Hands. Click and. Hands. We're going to the side. Drop. Hold it. Next side. Push the hips back. A little faster. Let's go. Take it up. Hands on the head. Roll it. Click and keep going. Let's go. 4, 2, hands. Drop it. Forward. Bend. Reverse the hands. Forward. Back. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one. Take it up. Flick. And keep going. Last set. Hands on the head. Roll it. Drop. And next side. Next side. Next side. Little faster. 4, 3, 2. Take it up. Slow. Next side. Good. A little faster. Let's go. Boy. Yes. Roll it. Faster. And roll it. Click. Roll it. Forward. Reverse. And that was this morning's session. We hope you are feeling sexy, sultry, and strong. Have a wonderful day.
And of course, all good things must come to an end, including this week. But it's a good thing ending to going into an even greater thing, which is the weekend. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning on DBS This Morning. Hope you have a fantastic day today. Enjoy the Friday. Be good to your co-workers. Be good to your family. If you're at home, cook a meal for whoever's coming back. If you're home alone, cook a big pot for yourself, all right? Save a little bit for me too, yeah? All right, guys, go out, have fun, enjoy the day. Stay safe this weekend. For those of you who are out, please, if you're driving, do not drink. And if you're not driving, drink responsibly nonetheless. Sip some water, enjoy the food. Just have a good weekend and come right back here. Same time, same place on Monday for DBS This Morning. I'm your boy Vision, signing off.